Gareth Southgate, we think, is going to name an expanded initial Euros squad. He thinks it's going to be 23 for this tournament. Do you think it should be a little bit bigger than that now? You've got 5 substitutes, for example.
I think 23 is enough.
Yeah,
I do. There's always the argument that there's the debate, and it's going to be a strong debate in the centre forwards. Do you take 3 of them? Do you take Harry Kane, who's going to go, barring injuries, Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney? Take them all. You got 23-man squad. Take all 3 of them. As long as they all know their roles. Harry Kane is the first choice for me. You need someone who can come on and make a difference in a different style of play, can get in behind, energetic. Ollie Watkins having a sensational season. You need someone there with ice in their veins, like Ollie Watkins, who may be only in the squad for a penalty, maybe, but that's going to be important. We've seen that in every single tournament. I was saying this off air, risking pelters, I know, but I would happily bring Ivan Toney on with the last 5 minutes if we win a penalty to take a penalty with his first touch. He is the best penalty taker I've ever seen. And Thomas Frank said...
Is he going to say I've seen it in a long time, or is he going to go all in, the best penalty taker I've ever seen?
I played with one of the very best in Alan Shearer, the hardest side foot. This guy Ivan Toney has ice in his veins. To take the penalties the way he does, I think he's only missed 1, I believe, in the Premier League and in his club career. Probably going to be wrong there, but just to see the way he does it, the confidence is oozing from him. He would come on, happily take a kick first touch.
26 of 28 in his career, Ivan Toney.
I mean, that's sensation. In the way, let me ask you then, if they were both on the pitch, Harry Kane and Ivan Toney, and you had a penalty in the last minute of extra time, who takes it? For you, not for Gareth Southgate.
Do you know what it is? Kane's not bad at penalties.
No, he's good.
He's pretty
brilliant.
good, right? But he's also the captain. And you think, in that moment, is that a captain's moment to deliver?
So, as the captain, he should say, Ivan Toney, you can take the penalty.
No. I just think that responsibility, that pressure moment, the captain
but you're only saying that because that's Harry Kane. If Harry Maguire was captain, you wouldn't be saying that.
No, exactly, but I'm saying it's both things coupled, right? It's the fact that he's very good at penalties and he's the captain, where I think maybe he just edges it over Toney for that. People go, it shouldn't matter, it's just all about your quality taking a penalty, but I think Kane almost has to step up in that moment. I
just think he's a brilliant penalty taker. We know that, Harry Kane. I've seen that firsthand in club and country, but Ivan Toney is a fantastic. He's one of the very, very best, and if not the best I've ever seen.
I should have asked you to name. Now you've said you'd take all 3 to the Euros. And now, mate, honestly, the long list we had last night was about 40 players long. Gareth Southgate has the hardest job in the world to whittle that down to 23.
I don't envy him.
Whoever he chooses, are you a strong believer after what you've seen in the international break that we can win the Euros?
We can win it. I don't think we will.
Based on what you saw, or just gut feeling?
What, in the last 2 games? Not really. Look, they are friendlies, and I know. And the Brazil game I thought was very poor. I felt the Belgium game was better. I felt attacking-wise it was a lot better. I don't think the defence is good enough to win a major tournament. I really don't.
First choice defence?
Yes, the first choice defence. I don't. If the first choice defence is what we think in terms of Stones and Maguire being the backs, I don't think that's good enough to win a tournament. We'll go far again. And like I said, we can win it. And with the players we have, we probably should win it. But I just don't think we will with Gareth in charge as well. I just think we can't get that over the line.
Taking pelters from all. The defence ain't good enough.
I don't mean to belittle the team, because I think it's a fantastic team. But we have the best player in La Liga in Jude Bellingham, probably the best player in the Bundesliga in Harry Kane at the moment. You've got Phil Foden, who is in sensational form in the Premier League. Saka as well in sensational ball. The Declan Rice, one of the best midfielders in the world. I'm not mentioning no defenders there. Look, Stones is brilliant and he can step into midfield. Kyle Walker is fast and he will stop any counter-attack really. But I just don't think we're strong enough there. And I think when you get to the latter stages, other teams are experienced enough to get the job done.
I actually think our defence is good enough. Obviously, it's not incredible, but it's more than good enough. But actually, I just think to win a tournament, to go past some of the best teams around over the course of the 7 games, whatever it will be, you need to create more goal-scoring opportunities. It's all great to have an amazing front six, but tactically we don't carve out many clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. I know people go, we had 19 shots against Belgium, this, that and the other. Probably the best chance came off a mistake from the Belgians. All right, we did build the opportunity that led to the penalty. But I think game on game, the regularity with which our patterns of play create clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities, just not at that really high level. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. And look, I'm one that I'm praying that I'm proved wrong. I hope I proved wrong and we go on and win the tournament. History tells you that we're not going to do that. We're going to go to the quarters, semi-final potentially, depending on our route. I mean, I believe it could be France, Holland, maybe in the next round if we get out the group. That as soon as you play one of those teams, I fear that we're not going to get through. And with the players we have, we don't want to be looking back again in 10, 15 years' time saying we didn't win anything once again, and it's now 70, 80 years since we've won a trophy. We've got a better squad than that, better team than that. We should be winning things, but I just can't see us doing it.
It's a weird one. I think we've kind of got ourselves into a negative mindset, and I keep saying it. I think it's almost like a national condition with England fans and the England squad. Before a tournament, we have to take ourselves into a space where we're arguing about who should be in the starting 11. We're arguing about who should be in the squad. We're criticising the manager. I think actually we have to sit back and say that, you know, the last tournament, the World Cup, we were as well prepared as any team in that competition. And if Gareth Southgate takes us into this tournament in a good state, I think you're right, he does have a bit of work to do. But if we can go there with the right mentality and in a good place physically, mentally, like I say, I think we can be as strong as anyone else. And it will boil down to, do we have the extra 5% margin that will get us over the line in the games against the best teams? That's a big question mark. I make it sound very easy, but you look at Portugal, you look at Germany, you look at the Netherlands, you look at France. You know, there are so many teams in there that actually, if England were playing them at the weekend, you wouldn't be like, we're going to win this.
No.
You wouldn't be confident. And he has a little bit of work to do to get us into that frame of mind.
He certainly does. And I think we go into the tournament and we criticise and we want to pick the starting 11. Everyone has a different opinion. That'll be the same with every country. That'll be the same when Germany didn't do too well, when France didn't do too well. People will be criticised, and rightly so. If you're a big nation, you're going to have different opinions about that. And England should be a big nation in terms of won things already. They should have got it over the line the last few tournaments, and they didn't. And that's why you're not going in full of optimism and thinking, oh, we're going to win this tournament, even with the squad we have.
A few messages coming in on 81089 already. Lots of people pointing out, let's not forget that Kane had the moment to score that penalty against France and he missed. Tony all day long says, Chris, an Arsenal fan. John's messaging about the size of the squad. He says maybe increase the squad size to 26, between 26 and 30, but cap the number of players that can actually, as I destroy the studio, be used. And I actually think that's a bad idea. I know where you're coming from, John, but I don't think it's right to bring players that you can't use, even if you wanted to, in a tournament. I just don't think it's fair on them, really.
23 is enough for me. I think that's enough. That's enough. You can have a lot of quality, and you're more than apart from the 3 goalkeepers, which I'd love to hear the statistics on how many times the 3 have been used or needed.
You need to bring
and I agree, because you go in the first game, Pickford picks up an injury, you do need 2 more. So I know that, but 23 is enough to have enough quality in the squad to go on and win the tournament.
As amazing as it would be if an outfield player had to play in goal for like a semi-final and final, I just don't think it would be that entertaining for the fans at home.
Who would it be? Who would you put in?
Who would you put in goal?
Be Harry Maguire, no?
I think it might.
Just head everything out.
No.
Just head everything clear.
No need for his hands.
No, don't need his hands.
Walker's gone in goal before, hasn't he? For his club.
Harry Kane's gone in goal before.
Yeah.
Conceded, I think, of easy shots. That wouldn't be him.
I don't know. I really don't know. Got to be someone tall. Ezri Konsa. Bring him on.
Probably Bellingham. And he'll be the best goalie in the tournament as well.
Worldy. All right, listen, if you want to get your calls in on England, if you want to tell us who you think should be in goal in an emergency, let us know as well.